Hi, Dr. Ron Capps, the Niche Prof. Some people on Empire Avenue have been asking me how you can go about keeping track of the people that are buying you and selling you, and a little better handle on your portfolio. And the way that you can go about doing that is by using EAvTrader that was developed by Wolf Rutland, and it is a Windows-based program that you can go in and you can find information yourself, research others, your shareholders' portfolio, or look up particular symbols. This is my information as of the morning of the 21st of June. I'm not that concerned with my information right now, but I want to show you how to go over and take a look at your portfolio. And when you look at your portfolio with this new version of EAvTrader that Wolf has designed, you have the ability to update paid per share and ROI in the background. If you check that box, if you have a small portfolio, you may want to do that. In my case, my portfolio is over 1,200, and because you're only allowed 150 calls, that is where they go to Empire Avenue using the API to pull data from them within the hour. I don't want to do that because I couldn't get through my entire portfolio. It updates it a line at a time. So what I do is I come in. This is my current holdings. If you go down, you'll see that there are quite a few there. And I come over and I put my cursor up by my name in the frame, and I do a Control-A, which goes in, and it highlighted all of those. Now, I'd already done that. Originally, it would have been white. By doing that and you're doing Control-A, I've turned it blue. I've now copied to the clipboard. When I do Alt Control-C, and I go over to a spreadsheet I've created. And this particular spreadsheet is a baseline sheet. I'm using LibreOffice, which is offshoot of OpenOffice. Both are free. OpenOffice is no longer being supported for further development by the owner, and many of the top developers have gone on to create LibreOffice, and so I'm moving in that direction myself. If you have Microsoft Excel, you can obviously do the same thing with them. For most things, though, working with PDFs and other things, I tend to prefer the open source platforms. Now we come on in and we see that I already have a sheet here with ticker symbol, price, gain, loss, so forth. This is as of the date of May 29th. And I'm going to use that as a baseline for this video. If I want to go in and I want to take today's data, I could go ahead and just copy it to the bottom of this and then sort it out. But I want to keep it clean for you, so let's go over and let's create a new sheet. And I want to format the sheet by giving it a new name. I'm going to rename this particular sheet today's date, which is 6/21/11, and I'm going to tell it OK. Now you'll notice we now have two sheets down here. If I want to do the same thing tomorrow, I could create a sheet 6/22/11. I could do it weekly, however frequently you want, and maintain a complete file on it here. All you do to add another sheet is click the plus sign. Okay? Now let's go up here. Remember, I have things already copied to my clipboard, and I'm going to go up and I'm going to do a Control-V, which will take the material and it will paste it into sheet number 2. This is the information I just copied off of the EAvTrader back over here. Now I told you I'm not going to be concerned with those two columns myself, so I'm going to come in here and I'm going to highlight those two columns, and I'm going to tell it I want them deleted. And so now they are gone. I go back over and I want to keep this fairly similar to this. I see I formatted New Times Roman, font size 14. So let's go back on over to this sheet, and New Times Roman. Let's highlight the whole sheet by clicking there and turning it blue. I want to make it 14, and I want to make it New Times Roman. Obviously, if you wanted to use Garamond or Tahoma or whatever font Verdana that you like, Arial, you could do that. Times New Roman. I'm just doing it for simplicity here. Okay. And what we're going to do next is, because these are jammed up a little bit, we're going to go ahead and we're going to open them back up. Some people try to make a billboard out of it. Okay, and let's go back in now. And what I want to do is I want to go in and let's format the row height to the optimal height. We'll keep a default value, and now we can do that because we have gone out and we have gotten rid of any double lines. Now what I want to do next is I want to go in and I want to take this new sheet, because I want to be able to go and look at it in comparison to the original baseline sheet. And in looking at this, I'm going to change the background color of it. So I click on this little button here, and I want to have a background color, and let's make it something so it's not too obnoxious. Let's make it a light yellow like that. And what I want to now do is I want to go in, everything in here in 621. We want to go down and we only want to highlight, after we've done the fill to change the background, the current data. So we scroll on down and we should have over 1200 here. And as you can see, as we go down, we're all grouped down there. And when we get to the bottom, we want to cut it off. Okay, right there, 1256. And we want to go Control A, which will copy. No, we want to Control C because we've already done the Control A and highlighted it to there. Control C. Okay. I was going to go ahead and take more than I wanted to, and then less, so we're going to go back up to the top, and we are almost there. And now we are going to go Control C. We're going to go back over to the other sheet, and the other sheet baseline ends right there at 1307. We're going to highlight that entire line so that it knows it's got more than just one cell to paste, and we're going to tell it to paste in. I had old data in there. We're going to go ahead and tell it yes, and now you see that we've taken the information from 621.11 and we've combined it here with 529.11. And what we're going to do next is we are going to go up and we are going to go to the top. Now, because everyone is beginning to play games with their name out here, they're making things very unreliable, and in my opinion, while they may be billboarding things for their quote team, they're really hurting themselves and their team indirectly overall, because it's hard to keep track of them. And that is particularly true if they go in and they also change their symbol, because you now begin to be multiple entities even though you're all really the same one. What I want to do now is I want to go in and I want to sort it. I want to sort it by column B, ticker symbol. So I go Data, Sort, and I want to sort it by column B, and we'll keep it in ascending order. I tell it OK. And what it is doing right now is it's gone in and it has sorted out the various ticker symbols. I want to keep it fairly easy to read, So I'm going to align that column over to the left. We're okay there. We're going to keep this one aligned in the center. We can take a look at that then. And then we have the other information out here. Now what this tells you is you can go in and you can see, let's go in and take a look. This particular stock, I own 200 shares in them. They own nothing in me. It has been down on both days when I've checked it. In the last, a little over 3 weeks, it has gone from $34.63 to $38 a share. Not particularly great investment. I would have to go take a look at it to find out what dividend it has. Otherwise, this would tell me it might be worthy of just getting rid of. We go in and we take a look at others, 12 flat. We can see they're positive today. They are up from that point in time. I've gone from holding 100 shares of them to holding 500. They held 40 of me. They now hold 165. We go in and we take a look at Sweet 16V Rock. Ken Bates, I've added him since that point in time, and you can see his performance and where we are right now. Sweet Connie, we can go in and we can take a look there. Up a little bit there. Holdings are about the same. Connie's not particularly heavy in dividends or yield. I'm waiting for her to make some movement. So far, it's not really happening. Gina, at 21 guns, I've increased my holding from 200 to 500 in her. We go over to the third floor. Casey Choma. Casey's not heavy on dividends. I hold 300 in Casey, they hold 500 in me. You can go down and you can do that, as you can see, for virtually anyone and everyone. And the reason I did the color background is so you can come in here and see it at a glance. For example, Acid Girl used to be a fairly strong stock. She's fallen. I've kept my holdings. She has nothing held in me anymore. Going on down, take a look here. Increase in holdings there in me. 500 in them, 200 in me, 200, 200. They've gone up from 1 to 200. And if they'd gone down, you would have seen that also. For example, here's one that there's been 0 holdings. Here's one where Jones is at 0. Let's go through here and see if we've got drops in shares. You've got increases in shares. You can see pretty much a complete history. Now, theoretically, if you wanted to do this, you could do it for every day of the week or once a week. And that's the easiest way I know to go in and keep track of what people are doing over a period of time with you. Then if you're using a tool like this, you can also go in and you can create different information. You can create a chart out of the data. You can draw. You can make various things based upon the individuals. You can go in and you can take a look, basically sorting it however you want. Hopefully that gives you a little better idea of ways you can go in and do things using EAvTrader and using an open source platform like Libre Office Calc, OpenOffice, or Excel. Okay, gang, see you online and on the avenue.